I'm getting too distracted on Twitter. Hello. Also, Frontiers, I don't want to hear anything about being dragged back. Okay. Also, hello Zenpai. I hope you're having a nice evening and rest easy. Didn't I literally like say like hey, make a tally? Didn't tally? I could have swore. Hey brother, have a good day. All right, see ya. Frontiers, I swear I said something along the lines of like marking day 1 of you being on your Fractured Shores detox. I swear. Can't find it right now. Oh well. Can I borrow some of your Stellanite dust? You're gonna need to give me some money for that, alright? You're looking at like we're looking at 109. That's 109 in rebate and then 169 in that. Then your next few hours feel good. Oh yeah, Sylvan, I got a lot. How many pulls do you have? Yeah, it's about like hold on, let's just get the calculator out. 109 plus 16 plus. That's right there. There it is. That's how many pulls we got. And that's not counting the 3k we have over here, so we can add like another 10 onto that. I haven't bought Battle Pass, have I? No, I usually wait until I max out the Battle Pass before I buy it. So I said I recently got a new iPhone, the latest model. I got iPhone 17. I've actually been trying to catch up on the sides content stories because I just haven't touched these at all. So I've already done like the first 2 on my phone, just laying in my bed. I would like to catch up with all of them. So probably just gonna try and continue slowly like irk that out. They give you the emblem upgrade thingy on Battle Pass. What, the WD-40s? Oh, you're talking about the drop of purity. I've barely done anything with emblems. I'm gonna say that right now. I gotta be honest. I only buy Battle Pass just for the materials. I buy it for the materials and that's it. I'm already interested. Who is she? Wait, hold on. Check log. Omen Sky Aegis. She's pretty hot. Genshin community overreacted. There's also a possibility. You always have to take into account the possibility of people outside the Genshin community trying to speak on behalf of them. I've been kind of curious if I should get my brother involved and actually talk about this on a live stream, but I didn't want to do that tonight. Just want to focus on Stella Sora right now. Though I don't mind giving my own thoughts. I just don't want to drag him into this if he doesn't want to, especially because I think he wants to focus on Honkai Star Rail tonight. What happened to the Genshin community? I think it was like a combination of like the reveal of like the first part of Snezhnaya and also a leak reveal of the poll count totals for that patch. And I guess this is just, and I guess at this, we're having another boiling point with the community being frustrated with the lack of rewards. I believe that's what's going on. Hello, Forest. Sell me this pen. I mean, if I wanted to sell you the sword, I would just start... I would take it from you and start swinging it at you, I guess. The 60 polls and them releasing highly anticipated characters plus reruns. I thought Nicole wasn't a highly anticipated character. Oh yeah, there was also the situation with like Lorhen or something where people thought he was going to be put on the standard banner, but he instead was, well, not, and he instead was the phase 2 banner. The crash out was valid until they start to go for Google Classroom. That Google Classroom, I'm going to be honest, if anybody here has played old school RuneScape, there is a form of protest in RuneScape that goes back before even the old school version of RuneScape, where people would literally go to one part of like the world in like the free-to-play areas called Falador, which is like a very well-kept white knight city that's guarded by like a faction of white knights. And they would literally go there. They would all like compile there and just start spamming the chat in the area. And some people would even set up massive dwarven cannons that would just start auto shooting all the NPCs in the area. That's how I feel with Google Classroom. It's basically the RuneScape Falador of Genshin Impact. Nicole was highly anticipated, but due to leaks, her anticipation kind of died. I mean, yeah, there was a few people trying to like make comparisons because of her ultimate animation. Oops, hold on. Where's my volume button? This sounds like they're about to do a protection racket. At least it didn't go to the scale of the previous Holy War. It didn't go to the scale of the previous Holy War because the gacha climate has changed. It's been like 3 or 4 years. I want to say like at least 4 years since that first like massive backlash. I think it was during the first anniversary. We're never going to get to the same heights of that again because a lot of people who represent the community are either gone or mellowed out. And the space itself has evolved dramatically over that time. It's never going to be to the same degree. I low-key would actually prefer pulling for that desert scorpion woman that was the boss of that bonus chapter. I'm gonna be honest, I think she's hotter than Odaha. So, you know, once we finally get around to going to a desert region, I hope I can look forward to that character. Hansa, if that's her name, then yeah. I ain't getting anything. This game's too small. This game is way too small for me to Google an NPC's name and get anything. Either that or the name was incorrect. All right, so she said she hired a trekker, so I'm wondering who, if it's anyone we know. Why are we even still in Filet? I thought we would have left by now. Hazana. Okay. Also, hello, Kyoshu. There she is. Yep, that's the one. Yeah, this woman's hot. This is a fine woman, and she also looks badass. I would have absolutely chosen to pull this woman over Odaha, and this woman wanted to kill us. And she also had like cool sand weapons as well, like massive sand hammers and stuff. Am I getting Eva in HSR? Yeah, sure. Hold on. Let me get right on that. Oh wait, I don't got it. Hold on. That's loud. I'm sorry. Nothing. I don't play HSR. Yeah, I stopped playing Honkai Star Rail in version 3. I got the Herda, dreaded the idea of playing through the story, and it only sounded worse the more I heard people talk about who started playing version 3's story, and I slowly just teetered off and then quit like a week and a half later. And remember, guys, while there are some people who will say that Amphorius got better, there is still an acknowledgement that the first couple patches of Amphorius were not all that good. And I was still feeling the after effects of that 2.8 story with the monkeys. Or was it like 2.6 or 2.7 or something? 3.x is just Timu as Elysian Realm. Well, I just didn't really care either way. I thought, like, Amphorius looked fine. I just didn't want to play such a bloated story. I feel like this woman is probably just Samuel's daughter. The male tyrant experience is not as amazing. What do you mean by that? It's just a change in model and pronouns. I don't understand. Hello, Kirby. Hello, I can't read that username. Shit, I can't read that. Torin? Alright, hello, Torin. Long time no see. How long we talking? It's more of the expression that Male Tyrant makes to accompany what the accompany the text. Their expressions are more average, if you get what I mean. Well, yeah, I get. Well, gee, the production value's all been put in Female Tyrant. Say it ain't so. Nasuka, you could admit you're the trad wife and get over it. Why did I pick a fight with the guards again? Bro, I can just barely hear the voice acting amidst the combat. Pokra have the most move physics. Don't let the people that executed Snowbreak in cold blood tell you that. They'll turn stiff as boards if they find out. It was during a more controversial time? Alright, well, that's fair enough. We don't need to dig up old stuff. Make sure to let me have Nazuna as the main. Alright. You left before I finished the 2.8 story. What did I think of it? I thought it was pretty good. I thought the character dynamics were nice. I thought Billy, the writing for Billy in particular was very strong and entertaining. I appreciated that the story length was only about 2 hours long. If any of y'all know me, I prefer my gacha stories to be no longer than 3. And I am also intrigued by a lot of the things that have been set up. I'm also actually excited for Phoenix in Season 3. I originally didn't really care too much about her, given like her design, but now that we know that she's associated with Krampus Compliance Association, I can kind of understand her design a little bit more, and I'm also intrigued to see where she fits in with Krampus. I did not understand why we needed to have yokai and like the robot quote-unquote Ramiels at that point in the story, though. It felt like a very contrived reason to just put Billy in a position of weakness, so then Promia had to come in and save us. Season 3 looking mad hype. It can be the best turning point. What I'm most interested in with Season 3 is, I don't know if y'all follow EO on social media, but EO's been he's been getting pretty excited for a new form of endgame that's coming out that potentially, this is just a rumor, potentially this new endgame mode is going to be like skill focused, and it's actually going to disable several things related to your account, such as like owning like mindscapes and stuff like that. So I'm curious to see how that will go. there's also information that suggests that it's going to be balanced in such a way so that right now, once it comes out, there's only going to be like 12 characters available to play that will be balanced with the mode in mind. So the game mode is going to be limited to like those 12 or so characters. So that'll be interesting. Billy just got his drip reveal. Drip reveal. Hold on, let me double check what you're talking about. I don't know if you're talking about something like that happened right now. You might be speaking in like a past tense, but I'm just gonna double check their Twitter account. Okay, yeah, there's nothing. You lost your Lucia W engine 7525. Dude, bro, I've lost the most weapon pulls in not Stella Sora, in Zenless Zone Zero. Like it's frustrating. I'm not going for Lucia personally. I'm going for Orphe this patch, and then that's it. I'm not going for anybody else. Hello, Merkaba. How have I been doing? I've been doing pretty well. I want to say like just in the last week, I've massively cleaned up my room because it has been an absolute mess with like boxes and shit I've been accumulating for over 2 years that I've just not been properly cleaning out. And I also took the opportunity on my days off to upgrade my iPhone from 8 to 17. So finally, I actually have a mobile device that's actually within modern standards instead of constantly being behind. So that's pretty nice. Who's the pink-haired girl? They really are dropping a lot of characters at once. That's a massive jump. Yeah, no, that's my financial situation. It's been pretty good. You regret pulling for Ellen Joe? You're just not dedicated enough. Your top priority pulls are Severin and Sunbriar. My top priority pulls are Velina first, followed by Phoenix whenever she shows up, and then Norma. I'm going to play Norma by ear. I'm going to figure out that situation. I didn't want to have to pull Velina, but with Rina being my best teammate for Yanagi, I feel like I have to before she's perma-benched. I want Yanagi to get buffed. I don't know if I need to update her build, but I want to be able to like use her more on field. You just got Constellation 2 Llama. Well, I hope you wanted that. Getting them on a rerun because you love matching faction outfit characters. I do also like making teams if that match factions together. Also, I don't know about you guys, but I've been playing around with Banyu a bit more in Hollow Zero because they give you trial versions of like a lot of characters in Hollow Zero, and I kind of wouldn't mind trying to get Banyu. I mean, that could all change if they reveal like I don't know, like Phoenix to be a Rupture character or something. There's a good chance that they will reveal a character who's Rupture that I might change my mind on before Banyu gets reran. That's entirely possible. Never tried ZZZ, but might try it when anniversary hits. NTE ironically made me consider it. Well, if you do try Zenless Zone Zero, you will need to take into just keep in mind that the game has gone through so many radical changes over like its first version. So there's going to be a lot of like legacy content that is very, very outdated, and they have added things to allow you to get around it, but it will be drip fed to you on like a weekly and monthly basis. So try your best not to get overwhelmed by all of like the version 1 stuff. Hello, Ravel XD. I was promised a patch with Chitose, and I'm busy finding out about a bunch of other characters. I called it. Phoenix is the one that almost died in a ditch because Zhao runned her over. I must not remember that part. Your 2 cents on the NTE AI, or should we wait for a video? I mean, I've already given my 2 cents about it, and, well, I mean, I could come out with a video. I'd just be late as hell, because, like, it's already been, like, long gone over. But I guess I can go ahead and repeat myself right here while just paying attention to the story. So, AI does not make a good game bad, but AI will make a bad game worse. If NTE was a more positively received game when it came out, or if NTE was a game that has been out for some time and established an audience, the AI drama would have carried less weight because people already enjoyed the game. But since NTE just came out, and its reception is, I want to say, is pretty close to mixed, you've got people who are then fixating on the AI production value in there as proof as, like, that the game just can't hold its own weight up. So it's kind of like a kicking them while they're down. You see a game like Expedition 33 that was amazing, and there was some AI controversy, but that AI controversy went nowhere because the game was amazing. That's the way I see it. This is not the same thing. This is not the same thing as like Wuthering Waves AI accusations or Genshin AI accusations. That stuff is heavily seeped in like in people wanting to push tribalism. Like there is a intent behind both sides doing that to each other. NTE doesn't really have that kind of tribalism right now because no group sees NTE as a threat. Realistically, no established gacha sees NTE as an actual threat. So this is just something different. And as far as I'm concerned, my opinion on like the AI stuff, like specific AI situations of NTE, I think that animated cartoon scene to show off Pink Paw's heist, AI or not, I think that scene just looks bad in the world of NTE, because I think Neverness to Everness has a problem with not having like a cohesive art style when it comes to like its animation and presentation. It's way too all over the place, and it can't settle on a single art style when doing its presentation. But that is something that could have happened regardless of whether or not there was AI involved. I don't think like I don't think an anime game that was made in an Asian country that has a focus on like very over the top 2D AI like expressions and animations, it doesn't make sense for there to then be like a 70s/80s like cartoon for just a few seconds of like an old guy with a cat or something. It just doesn't look right. It makes no sense. Wait, let me open the chat log. Also, I'm glad that Tyrant's actually like her actual like 2D art is being used in the forefront more for these scenes rather than just her headshot at the chat box. NTE lack a sense of style sometimes. I think NTE kind of lacks a sense of style quite often. Did I say Wooba uses AI in the animation pipeline? I don't know if I ever did. I don't know if I have ever did, like, on stream. I think I might have mentioned it once for, like, their rigging. But it doesn't matter to me. I don't see that as an issue. I think I might have said something along the lines of, like, all the characters are kind of, like, animated in, like, a very similar way. When it comes to basic animations like walking, running, and like climbing and stuff. And I think that's what I meant when I was talking about rigging. But that doesn't really matter to me too much, because I'm not someone who plays the game anyway. So I'm not really concerned about the quality of animations for a game I don't play. Rather than just kind of observing it from like an analytical standpoint on the outside. Character designs in NTE are somehow both overly designed and bland at the same time. The only character I'm interested in NTE is Lacrimosa. That is it. I think Lacrimosa's design is unique while also not being overdone. Like, Hitori just came out on banner today, and I don't like her. It's literally just, we've got like a woman in like a geisha outfit, and she's drunk. Wow, okay. Interesting. Lacrimosa, though, I like. Two-toned hair, a single strand pink, fairly detailed, Goth Lolita outfit with a red coat on. I'd say this outfit could this design would fit perfectly in Zenless Zero. I also like that she's got like that modern Gap Moe vampire aesthetic going on, where she has an obsession with drinking tomato juice. I don't know why. I just kind of like that form of Gap Moe for like anime vampire characters, where they don't drink blood, but they just drink stuff that looks like blood. You're waiting for Shinku? Let me check Shinku. To Everness. Oh, right. The horned girl with what looks like she's just wearing a white button-up shirt the whole time. She honestly, she just looks like she just got out of bed. Like she just got out of bed the whole time. And then there's also Ayuno, but her hair's on fire. Oh, well, things are developing quickly, I guess. What's your opinion on the Stella Sora story? Personally, it's my new favorite story among the gachas. It is also now my favorite story. Funnily enough, I was actually not at all interested in Stella Sora between chapters 1 and 2, and I even just skipped the Shia story entirely just for the rewards, and I was actually close to dropping the game. Then chapter 3 came out with Petal Bloom, and I was actually starting to get hooked and interested in the story. And things have just been getting better from there. I don't think I've ever heard or seen Stella Sora. Is it good? What's it about? So, okay, hold on. I gotta go to the bathroom. This might take a moment. All right, lock in, Kirby. You asked for it. So the world of Stella Sora is that it's a fantasy world with some degree of modern technology. So it's a fantasy setting, but dotted around the entire world are these massive structures called monoliths, and they're basically massive dungeons. But the technology within the monoliths and the technology that you can take out of the monolith is very advanced for this society. And you could even just see in this backdrop right here, you've got like a radio, you've got a camera, you've got some massive phones, even look like you got a Game Boy over here and stuff like that, despite this being a fantasy setting. And this is just the small stuff. So people would ascend these massive monoliths, and at the end of them would be wishing boxes that they can then take out of the monolith. And these wishing boxes can vary in terms of like what kind of advanced alien-like technology, which is just modern technology for these people, they could take out. But you can only take the wishing boxes out of the monolith. If you try to take anything else out, or if you even try to like eat anything that's inside the monolith, because the monoliths in and of themselves have like this own ecosystem of like very bizarre modern looking settings and areas, and even like ecosystems and stuff like that. If you try to like take anything else out, or if you try to like try to survive off of anything inside the monolith, there will be a very real like actual cost, where you will begin to lose your memories, or even like your sense of self, if you try to stay in the monolith for too long, or consume anything inside the monolith beyond the wishing boxes. So people only go in to raid them for the wishing boxes and then leave. And from there, that technology has managed to like advance several societies and countries outside in the world itself. The other important thing aside from monoliths are companies, which are basically the most powerful groups within Stella Sora. Each company has a chess piece called a seal of grace, and it holds actual tangible godlike power over society. So the companies basically rule the world in different ways. The faction we're working with right now, called United Harvest, they have a stranglehold on the world's agriculture and food supply. But because of like the godlike power that the companies have with their seals of grace, they cannot be challenged by normal people, and they hold a lot of power over like government and certain governments and militaries. And the only way to take down a company is with another company. You play as the Tyrant, which is a character from an old bygone age who used to rule the world tyrannically, potentially, but you've been resting for who knows how long inside of a monolith, and your companions, who you meet later on, took you out of there in a wishing box, and you're just kind of on a journey with them to try and find out what happened in their past, because they used to live in an orphanage, but that orphanage shut down. So they're trying to discover what's going on there, and you're just kind of a ride along, and you're being like thrusted between many other factions who potentially recognize your power back in the day as a tyrant. And also you have this smartphone that you recently acquired when you returned to one of the bigger cities to get documented is the word to be used. And they your older self apparently left behind like a smartphone, which, by the way, this world only has flip phones, but you're the only one with a smartphone, so you have more advanced technology. And they left you a company and also a very high-ranking seal of grace. So right now, and you don't trade in like agriculture or military or commerce or anything. You trade in souls. So if someone pledges their service to you, the company becomes stronger, and the people who pledge their service to you also become stronger in different ways. For instance, in chapter 4, you had to fight a massive beast that had like a magical mist that would make people hallucinate. But if anyone had pledged to you, then they wouldn't suffer the effects. Of that hallucinating mist. You yourself are also immune to magic, but you also can't fight worth shit. So you do kind of have to rely on your allies to do stuff for you. Hello, Sanders. Wishing takes away your memory. I forgot that part too, but I feel like right now in the story, losing your memory from wishes was a minor plot point for like chapter 1 and 2, but it hasn't really nothing's really happened with it yet. So I did forgot to say that. Is the drama with you and Panda over? I don't think it went anywhere after I dropped the video. I think that one got nipped in the bud instantly. So in chapter 5, which was like the biggest chapter we had recently, I think it was actually 6. We were trying to like investigate United Harvest over like using like genetically modified food, and it turned into this massive rabbit hole where the previous leader of United Harvest in this city was trying to actually like build a plant army in service of you, because she recognized your power as the tyrant from an old book that she read when she was young and bullied a lot. So one day she grew up and ran the fillet branch of United Harvest with the one day hope of you to return, and then she would pledge her service to you. But you could not back out of it, and you could not stop her from trying to push for world domination. So you did have to eventually stop her and work with other allies to kill her. And then this is where we're at now, where there's a massive power vacuum, and several groups within United Harvest who run other branches are trying to like take control of this place and either tear it down or cause massive radical changes to United Harvest. Most of your compatriots are soulbound. They don't get their memories wiped. I don't. I know like one thing that I know like your allies are immune to like any magic effects, and also like when you ascend a monolith, you also get to keep the powers that you temporarily get while in a monolith for 24 hours. What's the catch? For what? Soul trading? We don't know the catch right now. Part of the reason why So in like the first few chapters, I think in like chapters 3 and 4, we were trying to refrain from doing soul trading with people, only like as a last resort. But because we weren't entirely sure like what growing our company would do, if it would be a bad thing. But we've kind of our main character is developing to a point where we're kind of accepting that we need to assume this role, otherwise people are going to die or people are going to get hurt. I mean, the only the only bad things I would really give with the game itself is like there's a lack of end game content. But I don't know if you've noticed, but people are starting to get fatigued from playing gacha games to the point where there's a lot of people who just consider them to be chores. So a gacha game with less daily maintenance is a gacha game I will happily take. Would I recommend it? Yes, I would absolutely recommend this game. The only things I've spent money on in this game are subscriptions and battle passes, as well as skins. So basically what I was doing with Girls Frontline 2 is I've only bought subscriptions and battle passes and skins. Now granted, my luck has been insane with pulling characters, but that could change at any moment. I think what definitely helps Stella Sora is actually the lack of voice acting. Because of the lack of voice acting, it means they can bring in effectively any character from past story chapters without having to worry about getting like the actual voice actor to do their role. This gives the story a lot more flexibility than like any of the 3D gachas with full voice acting. Also, with Stella Sora in particular, there is dialogue options sometimes, so you can like mold your tyrant to be more critical thinking, or very moral focused, or you can also just go chaotic and start saying wild stuff sometimes. There is also decisions that lead to like branching story paths that like make some slight to moderate adjustments to how like the story flows, and some of those decisions can actually lead to like bad endings where like something happens that results like in a failure that gets you killed or something, and you have to then rewind back to that decision. Chapter 5 had a pretty crazy bad ending that went on for like multiple parts. They really developed that one. Don't want to spoil anything, but the bad endings here I kind of saw for the most part. Well, that depends on whether or not I actually wander into the bad endings. It's entirely possible. I could just make the decision that just takes me on the right track. I did end up wandering into the bad ending on chapter 5 because I was just very interested to see where the story would go, but I didn't anticipate it. I didn't anticipate to go into a bad ending going in that direction. I was just very curious. Where is my Chitose? Just remember to place your bets on your trusted allies. Well, aren't you just spoiling how to get to the correct endings? Where's the fun in that, Sullivan? Chicho isn't coming till the second half. Bruh, are we just spoiling shit now? I can't just say anything? Are we just spoiling shit now in the comments? See, Merca got it right. He's vague as fuck, all right? He's not like giving like any actual measurable metric. He's just saying she's coming, trust. He's not saying, so if you wait till the second half of the story, she'll show up. Wait, hello, she's actually really hot. Yeah, I want her. Another one into NPC jail. We'll just wait. You know, normally like the other big name gotchas, like they only like reveal their characters in batches, just as like a new version's on their way. So, you know, when Stella Sora has a lot more flexibility, they can just drip them whatever they want, just set up for like a long time in the future. Still waiting on Karen. I don't even remember who Karen is. Guess I can hurt to double check. Karen. Oh, it's the bunny girl. I didn't really find Kara's design all that remarkable at all. I don't like this woman, Charlie. She's smug at me. I don't remember the exact line. Okay, I'm going to be honest. She looks sus as hell, but I actually wouldn't mind. Though I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of like the black dyed bang. Funnily enough, I think my brother's actually interested in this tiger-looking girl over here. So I guess I got my I'm keeping my eye out for this one to let him know. It's like one of these two. I can't remember which one. I think it might want the tiger one. Any character I'm waiting for? Eleanor. Pop Eleanor up on screen. Just be warned, she's a pink-haired character. She's a pink-haired character. You know what people are gonna say. People are gonna say about the pink-haired character. I like her. I like her design. I think she looks great. She has a character story, and I haven't done it. I need to get around to doing it. Wait, they're bidding at 6.6. I thought they said they were gonna watch. This is a bluff. I kind of want to dine with her. I want to see what's up. This is sus. This is sus as fuck. Deep sea finance because you're deep in debt. We'll be deep in debt. We do this shit. Look, all right. I'm all for some fine. All for some fine dining, honestly. Yeah, I see the Gatsby restaurants. That's some good shit. Did we hit a bad ending? Bad ending. We're gonna get assassinated at the dinner. Aren't they going to get assassinated, or this is just going to result in a downfall that is going to go across like a month's or year's time gap? Where is this gonna go? Were we about to kill ourselves? Is this how we're gonna pay the shit back? Is we're just going to force death insurance? Okay, so she thinks we're gonna get assassinated, so she's literally buying the insurance just so they can't kill us. They could just kill us anyway. They could just not follow through on that. They could literally just not follow through on that. Bro, why are we trusting them to follow through on it? We're just going to kill it. It's never that easy. Oh yeah, 1 year later. All right. What are we gonna get cashed in on? Why is that my phone? Why is that my phone noise? Oh, I see. She's gonna quit, and since the plan was under her, it doesn't count anymore. That's what they're doing right here. Now I'm a vegetable. Shit. I need somebody to come over here and literally just gut me. You hate the bad endings? I'm kind of intrigued by them, if I'm being honest. How long am I going to be in this bed? That long. Oh. Take me to the White Room. Okay, yeah, we're gonna need to gut the fuck. Okay, we're gonna need to gut the fuck out of her. I changed my mind. I don't want Mercuro anymore. Always kind of amazing. I always find it somewhat shocking that they characterize the MC as somebody who will literally go years under like some of the worst conditions imaginable, and then they get sent back here, and it's like, shit. All right, run it back. If this was ReZero, we would literally be like going in circles over and over because fucking Subaru, well, doesn't have the mental capacity for that shit. Like literally in the bad ending of chapter 5, literally shit goes on for like 4 years. I'm stuck in a tube, and the moment I can get free and get sent back here, I'm just doing stretches because I've been stuck in a fucking tube for 4 years. And these two are cracking jokes at me. All right, well. Doesn't Tyrant get memory wiped as well? Technically, Tyrant did get their memory wiped. In one of the side stories, and even one of the bad endings, like she gets trapped in the monolith and needs to start eating the food there, and her memory starts getting wiped, and she becomes basically a amnesiac who then starts running a convenience or assisting in running a convenience store inside the monolith. And literally, the only way like the White Room servants could get her out is by having her deliver a package to the White Room. So it's like, hey, wake the fuck up, go back in time. She becomes a literal wage slave. She was a literal wage slave in that side story. I didn't even realize that that's how the monoliths can work to a degree until I played that story maybe 6 days ago on my phone, laying in bed. I'm surprised the White Room staff didn't say anything about how I literally walked out vegetized, and then Chitose had to put me down for my own sake. Always curious about Portia's deal. I'd always thought Portia was just like, the convenience store owner, but like when you play like that second story, she definitely seems a bit more on the dubious side with the way that she just kind of keeps you wrapped around her finger. See you, Kirby. Jiri side story. I'm assuming they get turned into the penguins, but I'll need to look at the Jiri side story. That one's like halfway through though, so I got a ways of story to catch up. How we feeling so far? It's a pretty good story so far. I've just had a shift in my objectives, you know? I feel like the woman in front of me is missing a few slits around some very particular areas that I feel like we need to happily accommodate her for, you know? I can think of just the person who needs that, who can do that. We gotta find out who this company is. We'll even find it out in this chapter. Okay, well, okay, so if we wish for this Scepter of Death and it is satisfactory, are they just gonna hold on to the Scepter of Death? We're just gonna hand the Grace Emporium a Scepter of Death. This sounds like some weird consolidation of power. How many of these tie-breaking tests have the Grace been done before? How much of this shit are they holding on to? So a gun? Hold on, I thought Nyx has a gun. Wait, hold on a second. I thought Nyx has a gun. What's she talking about? Or is that a magic gun? I can't see any images. I know for a fact Mix has a gun. I thought Mix literally has a firearm behind in her pillow. They have a magic gun? So what, they want a gun? Is Grace Emporium trying to get all industrial age up in here? Why do I know what a gun is? Wait, when did I find out what a gun is? A magic gun is no different than a wall. Well, yeah, like trekkers need to use like their like magic from like their soul stones to like use their weapon. So obviously this is supposed to, bruh. This feels like a setup for another war again. This feels like the setup for like another war again, except instead of plants, it's just M1911s. Is that a pistol model? Wished for an artifact that never should have existed. Well, how would you know if it never should have existed? They would have had to wish for it and then regret. Mass violation of the Great Imperium. Okay. Bruh. I feel like it was a mass violation after they decided this thing. Wait, the way they make this sound like it just sounds like somebody summons for something OP, and then the Grace said, "All right, we're banning this." My beloved. She looks amazing, by the way. I didn't really care about any of the real limited trekkers. Not even Chitose when she came out. But then they came out with this skin, and holy, this skin is amazing. Have I got this outfit over the Nazuna one? I like the Nazuna one too. I really like the Nazuna one. But I like them both. The Chitose one's slightly better. Canonically, I would just prefer she wore this the whole time, anytime she showed up in the story. I'm still upset that they didn't ever come out with a event disc for Aqua. Literally, they started doing event discs with Shia, so Chitose was the only one left out.
千歳も分かっております。煩悩を捨てて祝詞を捧げているにもかかわらず、千歳のこれにはきっと谷風の守護神様も呆れられているかもしれません。しかし千歳は主殿にお仕えする一振りの刀。主ならばこれは煩悩などではなく、やはり正真正銘の忠義。谷風の守護神様、かしこみかしこみ。この心地よくも力強い風は、守護神様が千歳の祝詞に応えてくださったということでしょうか。川面を流れる藤の花びらは岩によって二手に分かれても流れの先で惹かれ合うように再び寄り添い合う。なるほど、主殿と千歳はこの花びらのように再会できるとおっしゃ
Just turn in my direction. I'm right here.
道を示していただきありがとうございました。けれど祝詞にお答えいただけただけでも十分嬉しいのですが、その再会の時が明日であってほしい、そう願ってしまう千歳は欲張りなのでしょうか。はい、今のお声は主殿。
I gotta use the bathroom. Much water. Alright. Already on chapter 7. Damn, she's got that absolute territory right there. Why does Nazuna have to have the best buffs on release and still have the best mark damage buff? Look, it's inevitable that every time a new gacha comes out, there's always going to be one character whose power was just not in check before the game released. Hello, Pearl fan. Just playing some Stella Sora right now. But hey, I don't really care too much about Terra. So Nazuna being incredibly strong just kind of just sorts that self out. Is there disc BGM in the background? Yeah, it is. I mean, just the fact that they buff Jisose means there's a chance others will as well. I kind of wish they want them to buff Jisose more. .3D printing isn't great for mass production of mannequins. I have no idea what you have on your timeline. My timeline is just flooded with random shit, and also I've begun liking fan art on my main account, so now I'm getting flooded with fan art again. Like I have a second account for that shit. Like fuck. They forgot to buff the ult on Chitose. I thought her ultimate was still somewhat lackluster, but that's fine. I pulled her disc anyway. I might try to go for Lolly's disc when she reruns. I can't remember her name right now. Is she even going to explain what happened to her? Was this just the end of her training arc, or did she actually like take up like a Miko profession or something? Donna, thank you. I want to just say it's really good. price tagged on that room. This guy says a Shrine Miku with only 3 katanas, you know? If there was 4 katanas, then they'd think you're sus. Xmas Frasier. I gotta be honest, I thought Xmas Frasier looked pretty good, but after learning a bit more of Frasier from Donna's story from Donna's event story, because I took the route where I hung out with Frasier, I actually don't mind her default outfit now. I think I already changed it back even. Their jackets are bulging, likely weapons. I mean, you know, you only have 2 of them holding out massive morning stars over their shoulders. Oh, well, this ain't gonna go well. I still want to know who this woman is under the hood. Isn't she part of, like, Grace Accor? I swear she's part of Grace Emporium. You can't post my comment about car fuckers with that. And he can say, were you not here when I did that? I literally snipping tooled it, pulled up my Discord on stream, pasted it, and it's been in there since then. Bruh, Pearl, you can't tell me you didn't see me do that shit. I literally did that shit on stream. I pulled the chat over, snipped it, and put it in my announcements. That's your fault. That's your fault. Man, the guards around here are so easily paid off. Just about the most crooked knights I've ever seen. Wow, you only figure out when you joined Sceptic stream a week ago and you said, "Hi, Pearl fan, aren't you the one who said?" Sleptic just said it. Oh. They're just private security. They have a dungeon. What kind of private security has a dungeon? A good one? Well, then who the hell is the actual authority around here? Is it just the companies? Are the knights not a company? Would knights not handle, like, law? Is there not a company around here for law? They should really have changed the dialogue box in that combat section for her skin. Just throw out the OG outfit. Actually just throw out the OG outfit. Honestly, I'll say that right now. All right, is it time to make another bad decision? So the Zeti quiz, you got completely cooked. Everyone likes to... there's quite a few people who said, why didn't you know the Miyabi story? Motherfucker, that was like back in version 1.4. Some of us did it during 1.4. I am not I'm not some fucking terminally online Miyabi K-pop stan style freak to just remember that off the top of my head. And don't act like you would do any better, Pearl. I did it. Zeta asked me if he wanted to collaborate on something. I said, yeah, sure. And I just did it. That's all there is to it. So you just want to make fun of me? Oh, don't worry. There will be quite a few people who will probably have the chance to make fun of me if they remember that. It's all right. It's all right. I'll just make fun of somebody else in my server to cope. Why is she here? Still waiting for Cosette to do something. Shit, you need to get on Stella. Hello, Eeg. By the way, Eeg. I'm gonna quickly show 2 characters for a second for you, so you know what to look out for. So just give me a second. So I think in like a day or two. So I think it's like on the 13th, they're gonna run this character. This is a new character. And then they're going to rerun this character alongside them. These are both light characters. This one's a DPS, and this one is a versatile, so they can be used like support or DPS. I think like Chitose is probably still gonna have like another week or so. But yeah, this yeah, so it's going to be these 2 characters. Allegedly, this character right here was broken when she came out because people found like an exploit with her that made her DPS so much higher than it should be. I've never understood how to play Shia myself, so I never understood why people said she was broken. And I don't intend to actually do my research. I don't really care about Shia, but just in case you were curious. My brother is contemplating getting back on the game so he can max her out. But how she works is she rides a surfboard and she uses 2 joysticks to control the drones that fly next to her. So she's basically kind of like a summon character. So she just rides the surfboard and just starts commanding like drones to shoot at enemies. The next elements that might pop up are Terra and Ignis, so potential new Terra unit and possible Fuyuka rerun. Oh yeah, because people are going off of like the 4-star lineup. Huh? Interesting. So I guess if I had made this choice over here, then I would have gotten to see this choice down here. Okay. All right. If I should, wondering if I should just finish off my pity with Shia and just save for the Terra, or just skip Shia entirely. I don't know. I've been doing okay in endgame, and I've only got like 4 out of the 6 elements built. Now, granted, there was some snags initially, but I'd say just having at least 3 or 4 teams to cover like element resistances should be fine. If you have like those 4 teams well built, then you should be able to handle yourself in neutral content. For Hansert, can I do something about that?
主殿、ゼイナ殿が全ての敵を倒し、ロープウェイ乗り場での戦闘が終了したようです。たった一人で
Convinced this game is just a collection of royalty-free music, except for that one classical music that plays when after Darcia dies. That's copyrighted on one of my live streams.
神業と言えましょう。恐縮です。持ち手に迫る敵をいち早く発見し対応する。それこそが刀にとってあるべき。
I can be honest, I really want to skip Firefly.
幼い頃より千歳はそう教えられてきましたので。はい、先ほどちぎれたワイヤーから主殿をお守りする際、この手で受け止めましたので。ですがご安心ください。この程度の刃こぼれであれば今後の戦闘にも支障はありません。どうぞご遠慮なく千歳を。よい。ご配慮いただきありがとうございます。とはいえ塚に巻くための包帯は先日の修行で使い切ってしまっており、しかしご心配には及びません。そもそも刀とは本来血など流さぬもの。故にこうして血を流すのは千歳の修行が足りていない証拠ですから。大切にするようにと。申し訳ございません。主殿のお役に立ちたいという気持ちが流行ってしまい。主殿、一体何をなさっているのですか？はい、こうでよろしいでしょうか？ですが、主殿のお召し物が千歳のせいで台無しに。そこまでしていただくわけにはいきません。
There's not a lot of white cloth on your outfit? Isn't it just the frills? Yeah, no, it's just the frills. Guys, I think I might have torn... The dude actually has a white shirt on. She doesn't. So it's either my leggings or my underwear.
Katana ではなく、主殿の仲間。はい、動きに支障もなく、とても綺麗です。 しゃる通りです。それにとても不思議なのですが、
That furry been up to anything? No, nothing really happened after that. I'm not paying it. I haven't paid attention at all.
とても心地よいです。これが主殿の魔法なのでしょうか。それはもちろん立派な刀となることが千歳に与えられた定めであり、存在意義だからです。主殿にお聞かせするのは初めてですが、千歳は物心ついた頃から師匠と両親との4人で暮らしておりました。そのような両親と師匠の言葉に導かれ、千歳は鍛錬を重ねてきたのです。どんな？千歳は人だった頃の師匠や両親を見たことがありません。両親と師匠という存在を認識した時には、すでに立派な刀へとその身を変えた後でしたから。ですが、それこそ千歳の一族の定め、神をも散らす刀となりて修羅を切る。ただ恥ずかしながら千歳は未だその言葉の真意にはたどり着けておりません。師匠や両親と違い、未だにこのような人の身であることが何よりその証拠です。この身を刃にできぬ不完全な刀、むやみに人を傷つけてしまう刀、そんなものに存在価値はありません。幸い千歳は主殿と出会い、こうして存在を証明する機会を得ることができましたが、それは鍛錬を終える理由にはなりませんから。よい、何でしょうか。足を止める？なぜでしょうか。刀とは鍛錬を繰り返すことで完成後の切れ味が増していくものです。故に未だ不完全な刀である千歳がその途中で足を止めるなど許されることではありません。ありません。初めて見る景色です。それに千歳自身が空と一つになっていくようで、心が清められていく気がします。なるほど、心の鍛錬ということですね。千歳にはない発想。さすがは主殿です。ではこれも修行ということで一つお願いしてもよろしいでしょうか。人痘一如、主殿の御心へとさらに近づくためにも、今少しおそばへより 主殿がご覧になっている景色を共に見ることをお許しいただけますか？
Wait, GIF of what? Are you looking at something AI generated, Pearl? Alright, but who could be under the... Oh, it's Cosette, isn't it? Oh, yeah, it is. Maybe she'll finally do something. Just stalking me all the time. What are we doing out here? Oh, okay. Alright, you're gonna get your ass kicked, Tilia. Wait, where's Caudette? I literally did that story a moment ago. Literally, Cosette, Tilia, and Chitose were all there. Test, I see you in there. Are you deleting them because you don't want to look at the GIF? What? What GIF? Where? Where are you posting it? What are you talking about? In the meme channel? I never go in the meme channel. I see it. Oh, can I watch this on stream? Should I be concerned myself about whether or not this is something I should watch? See it right here. Oh. Oh, okay. That's it? Oh, what? That's fun. What? Okay. It's not funny, that's the problem. Yeah, it's not really not funny. Hello, DPD. Chitose looks hungry. For what, I wonder? Well, we just had meat buns. What are you talking about? She made them herself. Huh? This chapter in a side story, why it makes Coronis really underrated. I mean, if she was just a better, I think if her like 4-star version was better, I think people would be more receptive of her. I like her 4-star version more than her 5-star version. Jose, where did you get lost? Wait, you're not supposed to drink anything in here. Why do you have her? Wait, I kind of like this character. Wait. What they do? How is she in here? Finally, she gets to do something around here. Okay, this woman's hot though. Yo, is she main DPS? Dude, they're setting up a lot of shit in this chapter. And just like that, she'll probably disappear for another 12 chapters. Floor 45. Told my chat today that I'm fiending for a retard to make a really bad gacha video. Okay. I don't really know how to respond to that. Eeg, I think you're just really I think you just might be a bit bloodthirsty right now. Might I suggest like a stress toy? Also, wait, what do you mean? Can't you just go on Twitter? I thought Twitter was doing you just fine. And last I checked, your Twitter chat has been popping off. Just boring on the drama side of gacha right now. Just go on Twitter. Most stress toys don't do shit. Yeah, if I'm being honest, stress toys don't. I don't know best how to deal with that. Some of those tarts are in Foxhole server. Splatoon music and back. I was actually contemplating buying an Elgato capture card and getting that set up so I could stream my Switch or my 3DS. No, not 3DS. What is that damn thing? It's a Wii U. Holy shit, I turned around. There's so much dust on that fucking Wii U. It's insane. At least like my Switch. My Switch is in like the travel case, so like dust ain't gonna get anywhere near that damn thing. But that Wii U, oh boy. Oh boy. Are we gonna cut perspectives or something? We are. Okay, I figured that's what was gonna happen. We were gonna cut perspectives. Dusty Wii U 4 found kitchen. Well, I could just store it more effectively. I just didn't store the shit. It's literally just sitting on top of like a drawer. I'm gonna be honest. I would have preferred Nyx more than Firos. I'm just gonna say that right now. You don't have to convince me. I could absolutely see that. I'm around them too, you know. Don't want to spam videos on Twitter? Well, then, I don't know. Just take the time to just talk about something. Well, wait. So you don't want to spam Twitter videos, but you want to do another drama video? Aren't those like one and the same oftentimes? Maybe you should just like maybe find something else to do for a little bit. Seems like people are liking the little edits you do in the beginning of the videos. Oh no, yeah, you've been popping the fuck off lately. First watched your video, I didn't even notice rings. Yeah, they are. They are quite disgusting. I could go for. I'm gonna get me some. I don't know. I'm gonna get me some Chipotle tomorrow. It's a shame they're still working on the front entrance of my apartment, so I have to roll the dice to hope that if I do get it, if I inevitably do get it from DoorDash, that the Dasher will know the instructions to go to the back entrance so I can get myself my Chipotle. How would I rate 2.8? Story content of 2.8, I'd give it like, I don't know, like an 8 out of 10. I appreciate, I really liked the writing of Billy. I thought he was very entertaining, and I liked his transformation sequence happening just to a bunch of trash mobs. I thought that was funny. I like the interactions between Cyssia, Billy, and Proxy. Promia didn't have too much, but they're obviously like holding Promia's characterization like close to their chest. I'm excited for Phoenix now. Now that they've announced that Phoenix is part of Krampus Compliance Authority, I'm more interested in her and seeing her come and show up in version 3. I thought the setup for the boss fight and the boss fight itself was very thrilling to go through. And I'm interested in the setup for version 3 itself, where it seems like there's going to be a power struggle between two former friends and people who both worked as Void Hunters. And the most important thing is that I like that the story was about 2 hours long. I don't want a gacha story to be more than 3. So 2 hours is good. I realize right now while saying that I am playing Stella Sora, and setting aside like me stalling to talk with chat, we've been kind of going for like at least 2 hours and 15 minutes. So this story itself is very chunky. But yeah, for me, story pacing is the most important thing. After playing through Genshin Impact until like Sumeru and then quitting, and playing Honkai Star Rail right up to Amphorius and then quitting, pacing is the most important thing for me. I don't want to feel like I'm being dragged along forever. Oh, hello, Ridge. I think Ridge is too thick. You shotgun click 7 times while playing Stalker. That's unfortunate. I kind of wish I did play Stalker too. It did look very fun when I watched other people play it. I just missed the boat on that one. I should probably go back and give it a shot when I have free time. Probably won't be for a little while though. Too thick, too much water. Look, okay. Look, I don't mind Chub. But maybe she should get some bigger clothes, I guess. Felt bad for CJ because he got spammed with your video that did 20k. Well, maybe CJ should just watch the fucking video or just mark not interested. Unless did CJ's chat start nagging him to watch the video? Is that what you're talking about? CJ, Skull CJ. He reacted to it and uploaded it, but he said he got spammed with it on Discord. Oh, so he was just nagged into reacting to it. Bruh, it's been a while since I've had a chance for somebody to react to my shit. I'm not covering hot topics. I'm over here covering I'm over here trying to deal with like some weird like fucking side quest shit and also just poking fun at fucking IGN. By the way, I'm kind of ashamed that my IGN shit post didn't do all that well. I think it might have been the thumbnail. I think people just see it just a generic thumbnail that's just IGN. I think I was way too, my IGN video was great. It was great. I think the thumbnail is vague as fuck. It just looks generic as shit. I probably should have done something else with the thumbnail. I just got lazy near the end of the night. I just thought, what if I just use the IGN thumbnail? I don't know. I didn't want to give away that it was Blue Archive on the thumbnail alone, but I guess I really should have. Or just put like mixtape in there or some shit. I'm actually so fucking frustrated with that shit. Waking up to that partnership today was odd as hell. Partnership? I must not be following. Oh, the Loop Bar. Loop Bar. Yeah, I've turned down several sponsorships. I've even turned down an offer to be a to be in a partnership program to cover Girls Frontline 2. Yeah, but yeah, I've just turned down all this stuff. And they're doing this. This chapter is doing a lot to tie everything together. You ever foresee doing one? If I ever end up taking a sponsorship, it's because I am no longer working a normal job. So long as I'm working a normal job and my financial situation is fine, I will probably not be taking up any form of monetization. I've got to use the bathroom again. One more. All right, hopefully we're coming up near the end soon. Guys, look, it's AI. She's missing a fingernail. Which character? Let's not forget that back in the day of old English cartoons that characters had 4 fingers. They did not have 5 fingers back in the day. It was AI back then. Shit. Wait, dislocate my shoulder? That is alright. I get my arm reset, please.
流抜刀術光合
The boss? Oh yeah, this boss on like some forms of endgame content is actually pretty challenging. There's a lot of stuff that can flood the screen at once.
日頃の研鑽の成果です。
We got a gun. Let's just hand it over to them. That seems like a great idea. Why am I familiar with what a gun is? Shoot it. Give me the gun. Got an extended mag on it. That grip looks disgusting, though. Naming a gun Scepter of Death is very apt. Boy, I can't wait to see who's going to use that gun. This is literally Chekhov's gun right here. It's like, we have a gun. Now we got to shoot the damn thing. There's no way someone's not going to get shot with this. Oh, we're finally leaving? Alright. Oh, yes, please. I hope Chitose can come with us in the car. Oh boy, we've got another tyrant-obsessed person in here. Some of the unit designs are so hot, but when they go chibi, it kills me. Yeah, that's just how it is for these smaller scale games. Please make future main quest voice Joestar. Hello Lance, I highly protest against that, because if they did, then you would be seeing far fewer characters show up in the story. I'm just gonna say that right now, okay? Just look at the mainstream gacha games and see how they very sparsely have characters all around. If the story was fully voiced in this chapter 7, you would not see 20 over like almost 20 plus characters. You'd be seeing like closer to like 5 and a bunch of NPCs. Of course she'd have the gun. They're just gonna leave us off like that. They can't stop trying to find ways to kill me, and then what? We're just gonna have a side story with Firefly. Well, they're just gonna leave us. They're just gonna leave us hanging for now on that one. Oh, cute! I have a gun. Put that on the profile. Where's my gun? Let me put the gun on. Yeah, let's just put that on there. Just no context whatsoever. Just gun. Yeah, it seems about fitting. Imagine if that's how we become playable, is we just have the gun. Wow. Thoughts on the new chapter? It was a very good chapter. Would I put that as my favorite chapter? I mean, it does have Chitose in it. I think chapter 4 is still probably my favorite, honestly. I'd definitely say this is probably my second favorite chapter. I don't know, chapter 4 was really good. Chapter 6 is also really, really good too. But yeah, that was a very good chapter. How long have we been going? Oh, for almost 4 hours. What time is it? Oh, it's almost 11. Any thought on the Genshin riot at the moment? Hello, Dragon Slayer. I gave my opinion of that like early on at the start of the stream. Nothing's really gonna change. Nothing's really gonna happen from this, and if anything, there's even gonna be less movement. There's gonna be far less movement from this than the last riot with like with Genshin's first anniversary. So expect nothing to change, especially if it's not from CN side. And no, when I say CN side, it's not just a handful of cherry-picked CN and JP comments that then people extrapolate and say, oh, well, CN and JP are also mad. Look at these cherry-picked comments. No, that ain't gonna do anything, guys. If Hoyoverse thought that this patch was If Hoyoverse thought the next patch was an actual problem, they would have said something by now, but they haven't, so it doesn't matter. All right. Well, I'm gonna get going because I have not had dinner. So yeah. All right. So I'm gonna have dinner. That's it for now. My next 2 days. I have no work the next 2 days, so I think I'm going to try and look into getting that Sly Cooper emulator that I said I was gonna do as our next stream game, and just go from there. So that will be it, and I hope you have a nice night.